Welcome, friends, to a new video on BEP Podcast, BASMA Podcast, where I will discuss a phenomenon that has long sparked widespread debate in psychological and social circles. The phenomenon of striving for perfection, that desire which drives some to constantly search for perfection in their lives, while, on the other hand, hinders others and creates a psychological burden that can be harsh. In this video, we will dive deep into this phenomenon to discover: is the pursuit of perfection a driving force towards success, or is it a psychological burden that leads to stress and failure? Let's begin. First, whenever we talk about any subject, we must understand what striving for perfection means. Striving for perfection is the internal drive that pushes a person to seek the best version of themselves or their work. This desire can manifest in various aspects of life, whether in work, studies, personal relationships, or even in our daily lives. Perfection is not just about trying to achieve flawless performance, but it's the feeling that everything must be done to the highest standard, without any mistakes or shortcomings. But where does this feeling come from? Often, striving for perfection is the result of several factors. It could be upbringing, societal pressures, or even inflated self-expectations. In some cases, this drive is tied to a deep sense of dissatisfaction or fear of failure. Striving for perfection as a driving force. Let's first highlight the positive aspects of striving for perfection. Initially, it may seem that striving for perfection is a driving energy towards success. We all know that individuals who aim to perform at the highest levels have the ability to continually improve their skills and overcome challenges effectively. When striving for perfection is driven by a genuine desire for self-development and achieving great accomplishments, it can be a powerful driving force. These individuals often possess exceptional analytical abilities and the capability to identify mistakes and learn from them. Striving for perfection in this context can encourage innovation and excellence because it is based on the continuous search for ways to improve, not settling for the usual. For example, many great scientists, artists, and athletes have been motivated by their desire to continuously improve themselves and achieve what they believe to be perfection in their fields. This drive is what propelled them to accomplish feats that might have been impossible without such internal motivation. Striving for perfection as a psychological burden. But does all striving for perfection lead to success? The answer is no. Sometimes the pursuit of perfection can turn into a heavy psychological burden. In reality, the person who constantly strives for perfection may feel under constant pressure to achieve unattainable results. Often, this ongoing pressure can lead to severe anxiety and depression because, simply put, perfection is unattainable. Life is full of variables and challenges, and those who expect every step of their lives to be perfect suffer great disappointment when they face failure or mistakes. It is also well known that people who strive for perfection often compare themselves to others, which leads to a constant sense of inadequacy or dissatisfaction. This type of thinking can isolate them from reality and keep them in a constant state of anxiety and stress, which weakens their ability to enjoy life or even be productive. How to achieve a balance between striving for perfection and self-acceptance. So, how can we deal with this phenomenon in a healthy way? First, we must learn to differentiate between striving to achieve the best we can and striving for perfection that is unattainable. It is important to adopt the idea that mistakes are part of life. Perfection is not the goal. Continuous progress and growth are. We can work on improving ourselves, but without expecting to be free from mistakes or flaws. Accepting failure as part of the learning process can have a profoundly positive effect on mental health. Failure is not the end of the road. It is an opportunity for growth and development. We must learn to celebrate progress rather than focusing on deficiencies. Finally, we should remember that life is not a race towards perfection, but a journey of learning and discovery where the balance between striving for the best and accepting reality is what leads to true success. In conclusion, striving for perfection can be a powerful driving force if it is directed positively, but if it turns into a psychological burden, it can be destructive. The most important thing is to find a balance between hard work and the desire to improve, and between acceptance and flexibility with oneself. Let us always remember that in the end, perfection is not what matters. It is the growth and the journey we undertake along the way. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found these thoughts helpful.